And welcome back, everyone, to the next episode of A Conversation with Kely. This is episode 34, Allie. I know that's insane.
I know, that's
we, of
crazy.
course, are going to be discussing everything that went down on the first of two double evictions for Big Brother 23. This is episode 28. Of course, as always, I'm here with my lovely and beautiful co-host, Allie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I did a couple things this morning, got that done, but so that's good. I just have to work tonight, but other than that, my day is pretty chill so far.
That's good. I just woke up, so I'm kind of like in and out of sleep right now. But before we get into everything that went down on this truly historic episode, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. We are going to go ahead and introduce our guest here. You know him, you love him. Here he is, Mike.
Hello, welcome back.
How you gonna drink? I was waiting for you to like down the whole thing.
He's
all right,
well,
man. Very few words today.
I mean, honestly, gotta stay hydrated.
Oh yeah.
You thought you could get rid of me. But alas, I have returned.
All right. Well, we are very excited to get into this double eviction. Much faster pace than usual, which I really did appreciate. I'll say that right up front. I feel like double evictions in the past few seasons have not been very good for a couple of reasons. One, because the fact they're usually very predictable and very just sort of they're very predictable and like disappointing because of that. But then there's also the fact that it's usually incredibly rushed and it feels like we don't really get the time to process everything. This was one of the few times I actually really enjoyed a double eviction. I don't know about you guys, but this was a very, very entertaining
honestly
episode for me.
This might actually be one of the better ones like ever.
I think so too. It wasn't too fast paced. And though the results were sort of predictable, it ended in the way that I think we wanted it to. So I think we're just going to get through everything right now. So we do start off, of course, with some past footage. We see Alyssa is shocked that Tiffany would be confident to put up Claire and thinks that Xavier is the target. And so we didn't really talk about this last time around, but Alyssa's fucking delusional. And this really does show because she generally believes that she's blindsiding Tiffany with Claire going. I wrote in my notes, it proves that the Zingbot may have been onto something here because the fact that Alyssa thought that this was a blindside, I just don't know. I don't know.
Alyssa's more of just like a physical competitor. Like socially and strategically, she's
not there. It's just not there.
Yeah, she's good physically, but other than that, no.
Yeah, very much not. I just like while watching this, I'm like, how can you be this fucking dense? Like, it is so obvious that like this is not a vote flip. Like there's no I just don't know when it comes to Alyssa here. I didn't know what was going on, but Tiffany talks about how hard this was for her, but the mission has always been the clear focus, proving that contrary to popular belief, she's really fucking loyal to the cookout. So stop saying she isn't. Anyway, Azah, DF, and Xavier discuss what's going to be happening next week, and they asked what they would do if Alyssa was the one to win HOH. And this was a very interesting conversation because Azah talks about how she wants Kyland out, and meanwhile, DF wants Tiffany out. And Xavier is also gunning hard for her with how she has been playing this week. And this is something to now keep in mind because of the way this episode does wrap up. The guys are very anti-Tiffany right now. And how do you guys feel about that overall?
I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Tiffany, sure, she's been playing an individual game, but like all of them have. That's the thing. And this is what really like, frustrates me is that when Kyland was doing things for his own benefit, they didn't complain. When like Xavier did things for his own benefit, like they didn't complain. But now that Tiffany is doing things for her own benefit and put up the person that they wanted her to, they're still gonna fucking complain. I just don't understand these people. Like, I legitimately don't understand their frustration at her, because I feel like, you know, she would want to not get rid of her person if she didn't have to, and they could have just gotten rid of Claire next week. Like, the two of them were pretty much interchangeable at that point. It was just a matter of who goes when. So I just didn't really understand their logic. And plus, like, Claire's not very good at comp. She's only won like 2. Whereas
I mean, she did really well in that wild card comp.
She did. She did do well in that, but she's done
some good in some comp. Sorry, she's done good somewhat physically.
Yeah, but like every veto she's played, she hasn't done well. Every HOH she's played, she hasn't done well. Whereas Alyssa's actually come pretty close. So like I just never understood like why they needed Claire out over Alyssa. It's because Xavier needed Claire out over Alyssa.
I just want you guys to check Twitter really quick.
Oh my god.
I want to pretend I was listening to this and not looking for a specific meme.
Oh my god. This meme.
I don't see.
But yeah, we don't stand people complaining about Tiffany.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I think you're hitting I think you're like trying to hit the nail on the head, but you're like hitting around it. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna take my fucking mallet and just smash that thing.
Yeah.
It's misogyny. It's sexism.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we talked about it on the last episode. Like, there's a big misogyny problem in Big Brother, and I think we're really seeing that this week.
Men will always get away with more than women, and it's a shame.
I'm not here for it at all.
And I don't understand. I really don't understand, like, what's causing it and why there is such a disconnect there when it comes to Kyland, Xavier, and DF versus Hannah, Tiffany, and Azah, when Tiffany and Hannah have really been putting in like most of the work when it comes to the cookout. Like, Tiffany is the reason they're at jury. She came up with the whole jury plan. Even if you watch back the video of them talking about the cookout, Tiffany is the one to come up with how they're going to strategize around it, not Derek F. People like giving him the credit because he spoke first, but Tiffany is the one who really like spoke up about it and said like, this is what we got to do. So,
she's done a lot of work, so like they can just stop talking.
It's just it's blatantly misogynistic, and I'm really not here for it at all. But we then get this moment where Alyssa's talking to Azah and DF and says that the plan is to backdoor Claire if she goes through the final 7. And to be even more naive, she talks about how the final 7 is going to be all minorities, which has never happened before. And we see Derek F is playing like really dumb here. And again, I don't get Alyssa. I don't get Alyssa right now. I don't get what she's doing. I don't understand her game. But so I will say I think the most interesting part of this is where Hannah goes to Alyssa and kind of makes this deal where they're going to get Kyland out. That's the plan. They're going to get Kyland out next week and is hoping that they can get Kyland to vote out Xavier so they can sort of like flip the vote onto him. And I thought this was really smart. Hannah does a lot of really good strategizing in this episode. And this I thought was a really good idea because let's say hypothetically, you know, Alyssa ends up winning this HOH, you know, they can just go with this plan to get rid of Kyland. So I really liked what Hannah ended up doing here, really taking advantage of that fake deal she's made with Alyssa.
Yeah, Hannah's doing like really like she's playing a really good under the radar like middle game. So maybe the like irrelevant comment from Steagall was kind of good for her, just so like they make it look like she's not like this big threat. So like she can like that's a good like story arc for her in the end.
Yeah, and I do think that Hannah's absolutely one of the front runners to win at this point. I think there's a lot of people in this game that are very much underestimating her. And I think she does have a really good shot at the end. So yeah, I was very impressed by everything Hannah ended up doing this week.
I'm so happy. I love her.
But that's all the footage we got, which was good. I was like, they went right into the eviction. I was like, what the fuck? Like, usually we get at least like 2 commercial breaks before the eviction, but they went right into it here. And I was really happy because, like I said, these are usually like super rushed.
Yeah, exactly. Julie makes the announcement. It will be a double.
Yes.
And in her speech, Claire throws Xavier under the bus and basically tells the house to go for him next. And he is the biggest threat to win, which...
And I just don't know where this narrative started. Like, a lot of people are bringing this up. Like, when did Xavier become the front runner to win? It's not like he's won every single comp that he's been in. He's really only been winning comps recently. He's been on the block like 4 times in a row. He's had 1 HOH, and I just don't understand why Xavier is looked at in this way. I'm glad that Claire put the target on him.
I think it's because everybody feels good with Xavier, and like,
I mean, that's
while
true.
he goes on the block, he's been vetoed, like, I want to say at least half the time.
Yep.
Yeah,
you mentioned he's been nominated 4 times in a row. I don't think he's been a final nom though, at all.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been. Well, this week he is, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that is a good point. But my thing is, like, if I, hear Xavier talking the way that he is, and I'm in an alliance with him, I definitely don't want him to go that far. So I kind of feel like he did that to himself, because I don't think a lot of people were viewing him as like this big front runner to win. But now he is. And for some reason, people don't want to take, don't really want to put any stock into that, which is whatever. But anyway, keep reading.
All right. As expected, by a vote of 4-1, Claire is the first person evicted tonight. And
wait,
Hannah
did we skip where Alyssa won veto?
We talked about that in the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't here, so I didn't know.
But yeah, Hannah.
Yeah, no, we're only talking about the double eviction episode.
Hannah was the one vote for Xavier, and apparently, and she came up with this plan.
I thought it was Alyssa.
No.
Alyssa would keep Xavier over Claire.
Yeah, that's her closest ally.
Wait, am I getting my weeks mixed up? Hold on.
But Hannah,
give me the rundown.
This week it was Alyssa and Xavier on the block. Alyssa won
veto, kicked herself. I thought
Claire...
did Alyssa vote? Wait. Oh no, X was a final nom. I am.
Yeah, Alyssa and Xavier and Claire were the final noms.
I'm like, wait, Alyssa voted to keep. Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Hannah came up with this plan to like frame Kyland, right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what she was trying to do, which sort of worked.
Yeah.
But it didn't really, need to happen, and we'll get into why. But
in her interview, Claire talks about how much she gets what Tiffany had to do and how POCs are often disregarded in the game, and that Tiffany had to make that move, and while it's at her expense, she could never get mad at her for sticking to do what she believes in.
I want to piggyback off that. What's disgusting?
What?
Is that half the audience's response is to disregard POCs even more.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, very much not. I really liked what Claire said here. She proved she is one of the good ones, and just the way that she was such a class act and really like took this in stride, I think should really be I think should really be something that more people are taking note of. I hope it, people watch it and it does really good work for, next season and things like that. But I thought this was really great. It was very refreshing to see someone like Claire acknowledging the racist history that Big Brother has, because we don't see enough white players especially that do that, and I liked that Claire
white
was
people
one of
are
the
never
people to really bring it up.
Yeah, I love what Claire said.
Oh yeah.
She also talks about how much they need to look out for Xavier and also trying to protect Tiffany and Hannah.
So she was very much loyal to them by the end of the day. And I do think that Claire is going to vote one of them at the end. Like, if they're at the end, I think she'll vote Tiffany. I think she'll vote Hannah. I don't see her voting
I think so too.
Really any other way, because especially towards the end, she really did not like those people. So yeah. Also, we gotta talk about the fact she didn't hug anyone. She just fucking
She
left.
said
And
she said that like in her like an interview, she said that it's kind of fake, so she's gonna like hug them at the finale.
she's not wrong. It definitely does usually seem fake to me when they're like, "Oh my god, I love you so much, even though I just voted you out. Oh my
Literally,
god,
right?
I took away your chance to win $500,000.
I'll see you at the barbecue in like fucking September after the game. Like I'll see you in Thanksgiving. You'll
you mean the cookout?
Oh my god. Stop. I'll see you on Thanksgiving dinner. I'll give you the biggest piece of turkey. Like I agree. It's a lot of it's really fake.
Kevin being Kevin for me.
It's very fake.
Throwback to BB19. That was the whole thing. That was Kevin's whole.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna invite him all to Thanksgiving dinner.
I do remember that.
He's so nice in person. I just wanna. While we're off topic here, I want to say I have met Kevin, and what you see on TV is what you get out of Kevin.
Nice. But
I met him when I auditioned for BB20.
Oh wow. But yeah, this was a really good first eviction, I think. I liked the way it turned out. And we are now at the final 7 with an all POC final 7 for the first time. It's never happened before. Really
this final 7 is great.
Yes. So we then get the announcement that every comp this week is going to be BB Comics themed, which worries me because I hope that these comics are not as terrible as last year's, because last year's, Jesus Christ. Anyway,
I hate to break it to you, but the comics are never good.
I mean, they were good, I think.
They're cringe.
I liked them in Big Brother 17 and 16 and 18.
Yeah. Some are pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the ones in 18 were good. But the HOH is a series of images based around words like crash, boom, and wow. And it was a very close score for a while. I didn't really know.
Kevin, I hate to break it to you, but that's how comic books work.
I know, but that's how Julie described it. So I just wrote down what she said. But in a very close score, it comes down to Hannah and Kyland, and Hannah finally wins her first HOH year. And I was so happy that she ended up winning this. Like, regardless if she really needed this HOH, which, to be honest, I don't really think she did. I think it's really good that she finally.
Honestly, she kind of just needed it to save Tiffany.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason why she did it, because I think there was that fear that Tiffany. I think if Alyssa won HOH, especially, like Tiffany was definitely going up. So, I think they probably would have taken the opportunity to blindside her. Like, I think out of everyone in the cookout, like Tiffany was the one they might have like sacrificed the whole mission for, just because of like the way Xavier and all of them have been talking about her. So. Yeah, I think in general it's really good that Hannah did end up winning this. She had been throwing comps for a while, and I'm glad to see that she's not doing it anymore, and she's going in full force. And can I just say, the way that she was like micromanaging all these like one-on-ones with everyone, just like quickly being like, all right, this is what we're doing. Send in X, send in Alyssa, send in Kyland. I was like, oh my God, like I don't see people do this usually, and I kind of want to see more. Like, I think one-on-ones are very important when you're HOH, and the way that she was able to just like quickly get them done, I was very impressed by. So I really liked the way she ended up handling this. So she basically, it seems like she's thinking of doing Alyssa and Xavier, and she lies to Alyssa and says that Xavier is very much her target here. And I said this to you, Allie, when I was like first watching this. I thought this was really good on her, because let's say Alyssa does win the veto and then saves herself, they can just act like X going was the plan all along. So it actually, I thought, was a really good thing for her to do. And I do think was definitely the right way to go about this. I know people were worried that, oh, she lost her jury vote and things like that. Like, Alyssa's not going to vote for her in the end. But I think this was the right way to go about this. She kind of had to go about this way, because if she tells Alyssa, like, you're the target after they just made this final 2, it doesn't really make sense to do that. So I liked the way she went about that overall. But
yeah, I love that so much.
Yeah, same. But she does stick to this plan, and she does put the two of them up for eviction. And of course, it does very much make it seem like X is the target here, and very much makes it seem like that's the person that she's going to be targeting because of what Claire ended up saying.
The veto is a race to put a puzzle together at the end of the lane. The first piece is already locked in. They just have to fill it in from there. The first to buzz in with the puzzle completed wins. And in a huge blowout, Xavier ends up winning the veto. And meaning the cookout has successfully achieved their goal and made it to the end as a 6.
Yes, which is great. I'm very happy that they were finally the first alliance to all make it there together. And it also guarantees that no matter what happens, we are going to have a black winner, which is amazing. Something that, especially you think of last season, like you would not have thought that was a possibility. But the fact that it's actually happening here is just really amazing to watch. But let's talk about this puzzle. I mean, credit to X, like he fucking flew through this. Like it was not close at all. I was like, it was honestly
good for him
how quickly he got it done. I was like, how did he get it done so fast? Like it kind of reminded me of weird comparison like Big Brother 16 when Derek ended up winning that HOH like immediately, and it was like there wasn't even a second to like get it done. That's very much what this was like, because X like flew through this like immediately. And didn't even get a second to like let anyone else go. I was like, holy shit. And it's also really scary. It's scary because like it shows how good he really is at comps when he's trying, because he was very much throwing a lot of them. That's kind of like been his thing all season. So he could very much win out at this point. Like if he continues this, I can see a scenario in which he wins out. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did, just because of like how quickly he flew through this.
Well, he deserved that one. It was a good one.
Oh yeah, that was a great win.
Did you just say it was a good win?
No, God,
not like that.
Not that.
Yeah, it was a very, very successful win for him.
It's a blatant change of words for me.
Obviously, Xavier does, in fact, use this veto on himself, and Hannah then picks Kyland as the replacement nominee, still kind of going along with the plan that Kyland is the big threat. Kyland did not seem very happy about this. Like, he seemed pretty pissed at what was going on. I have to imagine, like, this was not something that Hannah had let him in about, and you can see that he's not very happy, but he talks about how much he respects their decision for playing an individual game. And then this was weird to me. He like makes it clear that he doesn't feel any negative way towards Alyssa. I didn't think there was like any like negative perception with how he feels about her, but that was kind of interesting. And also, fun fact, we end the end of the the end of the non-cookout players as the way we started it, with the final noms being Alyssa and Kyland, with it starting as the original noms as Alyssa and Kyland, like that Frenchie put up. So I thought that was kind of funny that it ended up that way. But Alyssa
I try to forget about Frenchie's existence, so that makes one of us.
Yeah, well, they brought him up like actually on the feeds, because like Tiffany admitted that like she had voted for him and things, like she like voted his way and things like that. So they haven't forgotten. But Alyssa says that people aren't going to vote for her in the end, and they should keep her because of it. Literally the exact same pitch she gave to Tiffany to not put her up. It's not a bad pitch, but it's like, is there any other reason? Literally any other reason. But basically, as expected, Alyssa is evicted by a vote of 3-1, with Xavier being that sole vote to keep her. Obviously,
that's where I was getting it mixed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does vote to keep her here, obviously, because of the fact that they are really close in the game. And he seems really heartbroken when she does go, which I guess I feel bad for. But at the same time, it's like he just spent a whole week like getting mad at Tiffany for like feeling bad about putting up Claire. So this kind of makes him look hypocritical because like he literally would have done the same if he had to put up Alyssa, but it's fine. Alyssa is the next person evicted. He's crying about the fact that she's gone, but they are all overjoyed that they have made it there because the cookout has officially made it to the final 6 here, which is amazing.
So
The
happy.
moment of all of them when they're
hot.
like, oh, it's not the time yet, and they're waiting for like Alyssa's photo to gray out, and then it does, and they're all celebrating. I mean, that's gonna go down
Didn't
as
they gray out the wrong photo one week?
yeah, that wasn't this week.
Yeah.
No.
I knew it wasn't this week. I kind of randomly forgot about it.
Yeah,
As you can tell, confession time. I only watched half of the double eviction.
Oh,
By the time I got home to tune in, because I was at Walmart,
okay.
I had BB Disney shit, and also it was already at the veto. So
wow. But yeah, just the moment where they're all.
I know you scraped the bottom of the barrel with your guest this episode.
I know. The way they're all like celebrating, over what happened though. I mean, it's gonna go down as like one of the most iconic moments.
Oh yeah.
I love the way that this was done, and I just felt so happy for the cookout because they had this mission and they were able to achieve this goal. No alliance had been able to do it before, and I'm so happy that they were able to do it. And now the game really starts because the whole time they've been protecting each other in like a very subtle way. I love the fact they were able to actually like cheer as the cookout and they didn't have to like be quiet about it. It was such a satisfying moment, the way that all went down. So we do get to Alyssa's exit interview here, and she admits that she would have taken Xavier to the final 3, but not to 2. And she's very happy with how she ended up playing. She also feels a bit betrayed by Hannah and feels that Claire is the person that helped ultimately keep her and Hannah together. I think she is a bit betrayed by her, but I don't think she's going to take that into like her jury management. I don't see Alyssa being a bitter juror. I think there's other people on the jury that would be, but I just don't see Alyssa being that way. I'm pretty sure she said in like her exit interview as well, like she really does, like her other exit interviews, that like she really does respect the move. So
yeah, I feel like I wonder if do you think Alyssa could have beat anyone? Maybe DF.
Oh, I mean, I think in the end, like, there's really no one that she ends up beating except.
Yeah,
I'm gonna disagree there because the cookout is still 5 locked votes.
I mean, yeah, that's true. It's just DF hasn't really done much besides get dragged along.
That doesn't matter because, like I said, the cookout. If it's a cookout versus a non-cookout.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, true.
There's also the possibility of what if they vote bitter, but I don't see that happening because of why they formed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's definitely possible. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how that scenario would play out, but I really don't think Alyssa was beating anyone in the end, even if there wasn't a cookout and it was just like individual. Like, I don't think the game that she played in general is one that was a winning game. I don't think she did enough. She had really bad reads in the house, especially this week. So it was really only a matter of time before she ended up going. I will say props to her. She lasted a lot longer than I initially thought she was going to. I thought she was going to be like the first or second out of jury.
Also, right before Alyssa left, the very first set of noms were her and Kyland, and then her last ones were as well.
Yeah, no, agreed, Seb. Her reads were really horrible almost the entire season. And I think that's what really hurt her in this game. Like, I think there is a world in which she's able to get a little bit farther. She's able to do a little bit more if she had better reads, but she stuck close to X, didn't really stick close to anyone else. She says she played this really loyal game. I think she played too loyal of a game because ultimately it kind of cost her. But also,
I'm actually gonna bring up a counterpoint here. If she can get to the end, considering who the final 7 was, she will have to dismantle an entire 6-person alliance to get there. And if she can do that, that's impressive.
No,
True.
yeah, that is true. She could
Very
do that, but
true.
I don't think she had good enough reads to do that, unfortunately.
Also,
but, shout out to
Julia.
Julia.
I don't think it matters how good
Also-
or bad her reads are. If she can still manage to dismantle the cookout and get to final two, I think that's a good case to win.
No, I agree. I'm just saying because of her reads being so bad, I think that's why she wasn't able to do it. Because of the fact
She'd
that
have to. No, there's no shot. She'd have to win out.
yeah, exactly. That's what needed to happen at that point, and it obviously didn't.
Also shout out to Julia for being a mic stand.
yes, of course.
Shout out to Mike for being a Julia stan.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do agree. She does have definitely a bit of an underdog story for sure. It would really just depend on what was her game at that point. Like, what did she really do?
Yeah, like I said, going back to it, like she's really only like a physical threat. Like other than that, not really.
Yeah. The social and strategic part, she just was not very good at. But anyway, yeah. So Alyssa, of course, is the last person to be evicted as the cookout are now officially the final six. I love the moment where Julie has to like pull her off stage and be like, "What I'm about to tell America, you cannot hear." And we get some guy with like.
I was wondering what that was about because I have a really loud fan in my room and I couldn't hear my TV.
Yeah, there's this guy with like a big black glove and he like escorts her off stage. Fucking Murray or whatever, who like Murray for Big Brother 24. Let's go. I don't know who you are.
Yes.
Murray already is an icon.
Working on Big Brother automatically makes you ineligible for the show. I hate to be that person, but I hate to actually this meme, but
Julie then announces that the cookout are officially the final six, and that next week is going to be a 2-hour double eviction. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do for this. Like they're literally
evicting people is what they're gonna do.
It's probably gonna be jury segments and stuff.
I guess, but like my thing is like I just don't know what you can show in 2 hours. Like I guess it's mainly going to be like
a lot of Britney content. Ooh woo. I'm a grown ass man. Why the fuck did I just say that?
I mean, they're probably going to show the jury. They probably are. They'll probably show like stuff leading up to the eviction, but I just don't know why. Like, I know why it's 2 hours because originally, from what I understand, like they were going to do a triple eviction, and then because of bad fan reception, they backed out and just did a double evictions instead. Because
when do they care about the fans' perception of anything?
No, I think they do. I think they put more stock into it than we think because it was originally locked as a triple eviction. And now it's a double. I just don't know like what the fuck they're gonna do in 2 hours, but I guess we'll see. That should be interesting, and it'll probably be a longer episode than the one we're talking about here. But we do get one more moment of the cookout celebrating just how historic of a moment this is, and again, just so proud of the cookout. Because I mean, the way that they handled this alliance is really the way I feel like more alliances should be. They found a way to do it to where it was very subtle. They rarely were in groups together. When they were very quiet and subtle about it. But they just had an understanding and they had each other's backs and they stuck to it. And even though I think they were very dysfunctional towards the end, they never let any of those cracks get in the way of the mission. And job well done to them, honestly, because there were many instances in which I was worried that they weren't possibly going to get here, but the fact that they did, I think, is amazing, and I really think should be a testament to like how you should run alliances. Like you shouldn't make it so obvious. You shouldn't, go in a locked room and just like always be together because people are going to clock you. Nobody was able to clock the cookout until they were out of the house or until it was too late. And the fact that they were able to make it,
they pulled that off. They pulled that off so well.
Yeah, it's really impressive what they were able to do here. Not only, with it being the first successful alliance to do it, but with it being the first all black alliance to do it, and now having a black winner in Big Brother, something that's never happened before. It's just truly an amazing moment, and I'm very excited to see how it ends up playing out, because no matter what happens, I mean, it's going to be a historic finale, and I think the game's really, even though people are saying X is the front runner, X is going to win, I think the game's still really wide open. Like, I think there's still a lot of possibilities for what can happen here.
There's only like 6 people left, but there's still lots of game to play.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that, unlikely. I don't think Derek F wins, and I would be surprised if Azah wins. I mean, she does have that arc of never going on the block, but the fact that she really hasn't done anything that's substantial in the game, like, besides that, I just don't think overall there's a lot that she can really do to convince the jury. So I don't think her chances are extremely high. I also feel like Kyland's someone that people are just not going to be very happy with the way he's been playing the game lately. So I do think that the 3 frontrunners right now are Tiffany, Xavier, and Hannah. I think they're probably are the most likely to get votes. Obviously, a lot can change. A lot can change in like the next 3 weeks of the game. It's happened before where like you have someone that you don't think had as much of a shot, and then they started to really do shit towards the end, and the jury really recognized it. There's still a possibility in which that can happen, but just in general, I think that those 3 are probably the front runners to win, and I'd be very surprised if one of them isn't. But what do you think? Oh, you're not gonna give me an answer?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Mike.
No, I'm asking either of you.
I spaced out. Sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, I agree with you that I think Tiffany, Hannah, and Xavier are the front runners at the moment. But
yeah, very much.
I mean, who knows what will happen?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would prefer GF and Xavier leaving net first.
Yeah, same. Especially with the way Xavier handled things this week. I was not.
I'm kind of rooting for Xavier now.
I just like the way that he talked to Tiffany.
I mean, he was kind of an asshole to Tiffany.
Yeah. I mean, I will say Xavier has a strong arc of, winning the comps that he's needed to. And I do think that he has a lot to say with the fact that his person was the last person to go out. I do think that is impressive overall. But the thing is, like, I just feel Tiffany and Hannah have done more. I think Hannah's done a lot of really great social work, especially with, throwing the votes and things like that and trying to really make things happen. Every single one of her plans that she's wanted to happen have in fact gone through. And then Tiffany has been a big reason as to why things worked out so well for the cookout, because she came up with the initial jury plan. So in general,
the cookout does not happen if not for the women in the alliance.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that in general, Tiffany really, paved Tiffany's really the one to get the cookout to where they are. So they've ultimately done more. And I think it's not that Xavier hasn't. It's just the fact that he really has only won a couple comps and an HOH, done a lot of he's definitely made a lot of social connections, but he hasn't really said that was like strategy. That's something that he was doing. It just kind of feels like things just kind of worked out for him. And now he's at a point where people just think he can win the game. And then that compounded with the misogyny that he was.
I didn't like that Xavier basically, he was so petty towards like Tiffany going for Claire.
Oh yeah.
They like him and DF basically like emotionally manipulated her just to like get out Claire.
Yeah, they very much did. And I'm not really here for that. So if he wins, like, it's definitely deserving. Like, I don't want to take that away from him. Like, I do think it is definitely a deserving win. It's just not for me, like, who I want to win. Like, I want to see Tiffany or Hannah win in the end because I think they've played the best games. But Xavier wins. I'm not going to be upset. Like, I'll say that. I'm not going to be upset.
I won't be upset either.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things where I don't think he is the most deserving of the cookout. Like, if it comes down to him, like Kyland, Azah, and DF, yeah, Xavier should win. Like, absolutely. At that point, like, he's definitely played the best game out of those 4. But if Hannah's still there, if Tiffany's still there, I want to see one of them take the win. But that's just me personally. That's where I'm at right now.
I can see Hannah winning.
Yeah, I really do see a world in which Hannah does win this game, especially because, again, I think a lot of people are underestimating her. I don't think people realize like the work that she's put in. I don't think people realize the connections that she's had. And I think that's only going to benefit her as this game goes on. Like we said, though, the game is still very much wide open. There's a lot of possibilities for what can happen moving forward.
Still, we're getting a woman winner.
I hope so. That would be great. I do, yes, Seb. I very much hope that that Hannah does win this game. But we'll have to see what ends up happening. But other than that, that's everything we're going to be talking about in terms of the double eviction. Before we do close things out here, I am going to give our guests who had a lot of opinions, a lot to say, a chance to really plug his outro and everything like that. Yes, no, we are not getting. Derek F is not winning. That's not happening. But anyway, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, that's me. If you guys want to continue to see me be nowhere near anything, because clearly I'm such a horrible person, follow WonderPuff16. That's my gamer name. I'm a gamer. Tune into Big Brother Disney Animal Kingdom. We are at Final 6. I'm there. Gonna fucking lose, but
yes. Yes, definitely. Also, look forward to a lot of other coverage from us, especially this week. We got quite a bit to talk about. The Circle has started up, so we'll be talking about season 3, I believe, on Tuesday, right? Yeah, that's
Tuesday. Our guest said that she's going to be available 6 Eastern and later.
Okay, yeah, so definitely look forward to that. Also, Ascendance live coverage. We are going to be talking about the first official episode that came out. I
was just about to plug that.
Yeah, so...
And to go back to me, because I do have another thing to plug, I want to try to hop on here weekly and cover each episode of Dancing with the Stars as a spinoff for the Kely network here. A meeting with Mally.
Yes. Wait. Let me get the graphic. Where is it?
Oh yeah, I made a thing.
You did make a graphic. It's actually really fucking good. So I want to plug that graphic if I can find it. Keep talking. I'm gonna find this graphic.
Yeah, we'll talk about talking and graphics and stuff.
Talking points.
Can we actually?
Off season, we can do that off season. But yeah, that would be fun. Where the fuck is this graphic that you made? I guess I didn't save it. But definitely like look for Mike's graphic because it's actually really fucking good and like it's much better than.
It's on my Twitter. Oh shit!
Let me find it. Hold on.
Sorry, it's much better than anything I could come up with personally. So like.
I was simultaneously playing Fortnite and I just jumped out of a saucer and killed myself. Yeah, look at the phone. Look at the phone. Wow.
I found it.
Look at us. There's a reflection.
Hold on.
Which is kind of on brand, if you ask me.
Yes.
Reflection.
Now lose my reflection. Here it is. Meeting with Mally. There we go.
Hey, let me hop off camera to.
Yes. Meeting with Mally will be happening weekly whenever Dancing with the Stars starts up. So definitely
September 17th.
Yes, look forward to that. That should be a lot of fun.
I think that's a Monday.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, other than that, we're pretty much done here. Only got a few more weeks left of Big Brother. Crazy. I think we have like 3 more episodes to cover, Allie, and then we're done.
Yeah, we have Sunday and Wednesday. We have the next double, and then Final 4, and then the finale. So like 4.
Yeah, that's it. So we're really getting down to the wire here, which is crazy. I feel like I say this when we have good seasons of Big Brother, but I feel like normally like we're at this point where like, oh my God, when is this going to end? But this season, it's like, holy shit, it's actually ending. And it's because of how much we're enjoying everything that's going down. But anyways, guys, that's it for our review of this week's episode of Big Brother 23, the double eviction. As always, comment down below, let us know what your guys' thoughts are on this episode. Once again, thank you to Mike. We do appreciate you stepping in at the last second.
You're always
that makes two of us, because I know some people don't appreciate me being
we
here,
do very much appreciate it, especially when we weren't able to, or the guest we were going to have, unfortunately, was not able to make it, so we had to get someone else on second.
Oh, yeah.
And we're very happy that you graciously ended up stepping in. We always really do appreciate that. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in our next video, and we will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.
Bye.
What are they?